Let's talk some USC recruiting. Over the weekend, the Trojans added their QB. They flipped Jonas Williams from Oregon. They also added a big commitment in edge Samodi Catalanga. And now, Steve, it seems like the Trojans are red hot on the trail right now. What are recruits saying about USC?
Well, they're gushing about this program right now. The Trojans are right on Oregon's heels right now, have the number 2 recruiting class in the country. They flipped Jonas Williams from Oregon over the weekend, and they beat Notre Dame for another pivotal recruit, Samodi Ketianga, a top 100 edge rusher from Rancho Santa Margarita, California, Santa Margarita Catholic. So 2 pivotal wins for USC as they try and build this program up. They obviously add a top 100 guy to their quarterback room, and then a key piece to their front 7, someone that can really get after the quarterback, someone with some high upside traits. 2 of their top targets on the board against 2 of the programs that they are up against on the field year in and year out. And I like where USC stands with a few more guys moving forward. Logged 2 new on-3 RPMs in favor of the Trojans since they landed these guys over the weekend. You have on-3 industry 4-star receiver Trent Mosley, who's out of Santa Margarita Catholic as well. His parents both played sports at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is in the top 2. His mom, one of the best soccer players in Notre Dame history. His dad, Emmett, played for the Irish. Stanford's involved. But I like the way this one's trending for USC. He was on USC's campus earlier this month. Malachi Lee, the number 1 prospect in Hawaii. He's a top 100 recruit, the nation's number 8 offensive tackle per the on-3 industry. He's got a top 6. I think USC and Michigan are closer to the top there. I like where the Trojans stand for Malachi Lee. So my on-3 RPM is on the Trojans for him as well. And USC, they are continuing to battle Oregon for some guys in this class. Tamuhini Topuai is a defensive lineman from Mater Dei. He's committed to the Ducks. He was back at USC's campus earlier this month. I think USC is picking up steam in that recruitment, and they'll have a chance to flip him just like they flipped Jonas Williams from Dan Lanning and company.
You know, Steve, last year around this time, more like March, USC was surging up the rankings, but the core of the class was built around top prospects from the state of Georgia, around the country. Should USC fans be feeling a little extra confident around this one because it's primarily built from the state of California?
Well, I think there's just a lot more excitement around USC in general, Josh. The win at the end of the season, they have their quarterback room in order. They're recruiting that position at a high level. This defensive staff is in place for a second year. There's just a lot of things to be excited about. They're getting their NIL in order at USC. They're very competitive from a financial standpoint with top targets. And it's starting to resonate on the recruiting trail with these top recruits. And yes, they are doing a good job of locking down guys in state like the number 1 corner in the country, RJ Sermons, but they are still recruiting nationally. They have Xavier Griffin in the fold. He's the number 2 linebacker in the country. Jonas Williams is the top quarterback in the Midwest. Sean Austin's a running back from Ohio. There's a lot of names from Texas that they would like to add this cycle, from Ethan Booby Feaster to Jalen Lott at the receiver position, just to name a couple of them. So they're recruiting nationally, but they're doing well in state. But more than anything, they got to play well this fall. If they play well this fall, I think from an NIL standpoint and from a relationship standpoint, USC is very strong. Their coaches are doing a great job of connecting with these guys, and these guys are seeing tremendous opportunity off the field in Los Angeles from an NIL standpoint.
The staff's together. If they play well, is this a year where a guy like a 5-star wide receiver, Chris Henry Jr., is an attainable flip?
Well, I think Chris Henry Jr., there's still a lot of runway there that they have to run down to flip him. He's been committed to Ohio State since 2023, and the Buckeyes are going to be hard to beat. And they also have to leapfrog Oregon for him as well. And then Miami's the 4th school in the mix. But from a receiver standpoint, they still have a chance to sign a great class with what's already in the fold. Trent Mosley, I like where they stand with him, in-state receiver. They're battling Notre Dame and Stanford. Booby Feaster from DeSoto, Texas. He's high on USC, LSU, and Texas A&M, to name a few. Jalen Lott is a blue chipper that they love. He is an explosive guy that's got two sides of the ball ability. He's targeting a visit to USC in the spring. And then Vance Spafford's another receiver in state committed to Georgia that visited USC earlier this month that the Trojans are keeping warm. So maybe it's not Chris Henry Jr., but I think USC is not going to have their shortage of playmakers in this class. Deshaun Rideau's a running back that they're trending for. They already have Sean Austin committed, and Mark Bowman's a tight end that they're trying to get involved with from in-state. Tafuna, committed to Texas A&M, is another one that they're going to have a shot to land. And then they offered a kid from Hawaii, Taimani Purcell, a tight end from Hawaii that's shot up their board that they're going to be in the mix for as well.
All right, great intel there, Steve. Let's wrap up this segment by kind of tying together the loose ends on the quarterback board. Like we said, on Friday, Jonas Williams, a top 10 quarterback, flips his commitment from Oregon to USC. But what does this mean for Ryder Lyons? He's also an elite quarterback that we've talked a lot about on this channel in terms of him taking his mission over this summer, so him really kind of being a 2027 prospect. So if with Jonas Williams on board, is Ryder Lyons still a target for USC?
Absolutely. As we've talked about in past episodes and written about it on 3, he's taking an LDS mission following his senior year of high school, which makes him a 2027 recruit. He's USC's top target in 2027. Oregon is going to give them all they can handle in this recruitment. And if Oregon does not land Jared Curtis, it'll be interesting to see who they pivot to in 2026, but maybe that even improves their chances even more for Ryder Lyons as he sees a clearer path to make an impact when he would get to Eugene. But Oregon's very much in that one regardless. USC, BYU, Michigan, Arizona, some of the other contenders for Ryder Lyons.